Hello everyone. Today let's talk about another topic which is beyond the prompt, building a governed AI operating layer for SAP. What if an AI agent gives you the right answer but nobody can prove how it reached that answer? Would you trust it for SAP incident analysis, code review, deployment validation or production decision? This is where enterprise AI must move beyond the prompt. A good model can generate an impressive response, but a governed operating layer is what makes that response usable in SAP. That is the purpose behind the SAP AI Agent Hub. I did not want to build another chatbot for SAP. I wanted a governed layer that could turn SAP evidence into an explainable decision without giving AI uncontrolled access to SAP. The problem begins with fragmented evidences. A single issue may require ST22 dumps, ATC findings, SM37 jobs, SLG1 logs, RAP metadata, and deployment checks. The evidence exists, but it is distributed across tools and interpreted differently by each expert. The Agent Hub introduces one reusable control plan across that landscape. It does not replace SAP tools. ST22 remains authoritative for dumps, ATC for code findings, SM37 for jobs, SLG1 for application logs. SAP remains the system of record. The hub retrieves approval evidences, applies a repeatable analysis path and presents a traceable recommendation. The architecture follows one principle. SAP provides the evidence, deterministic control establishes the baseline, AI improves explanation quality, and the human remains accountable for decision. Because intelligence without control is not enterprise acceleration. It is a risk. The user experience should still remain simple. A normal user see readiness, select an agent, define the scope, run the analysis, review the result. The administrator manage systems, services, providers, grounding sources, access policy, and platform health. The architect examines evidence lineage, workflow traces, confidence, MCP calls, and security boundaries. The platform absorbs complexity, so each role sees only what it needs. The strongest extensibility mechanism is Agent Studio. Without it, the hub remains a collection of fixed agents. With it, the hub becomes a governed agent factory. The lifecycle begins with a business purpose. The platform selects an approved SAP service, discovers metadata, maps the evidence contract, generates the workflow, validates it with bounded sample data, and publishes a versioned agent. But plug and play does not mean unrestricted. Agents reuse approved blocks for read-only retrieval, transformation, grounding, reasoning, and output. A new protocol, a SAP write operation, privileged action, or authentication boundary still require architecture and security review. The most important AI design decision is sequencing. AI should enter after evidence engineering, not before it. The hub first retrieves a bounded evidence package. It validates the schema, normalizes fields, applies mappings, makes sensitive values, removes duplicates, and limits the context. Deterministic rules establish the first classification and confidence baseline. Only after that does the language model receive grounded evidence. Its role is to generate hypothesis, improve the root cause narrative, translate technical findings and recommendation. It does not receive SAP credentials. It does not directly execute corrective action, and it does not decide what is production safe on its own. The result should separate confirmed facts, inferred cause, recommend actions, confidence, and unresolved evidence gaps. The same governance model applies to MCP. MCP is not only an integration protocol, it is a governed tool execution boundary. Every MCP profile should declare its purpose, schema, trust domain, timeout, read or write classification, execution policy, and audit trail. The baseline should remain read first and off by default. Engineering scenarios can support repository search, source inspection, ATC, ABAP unit, and object navigation through an ADT or VS Code bridge. But source modification, activation, transport release, and arbitrary terminal access should stay outside the baseline unless a separated approved workflow exists. Uh, the platform is already being proven through multiple SAP use cases. ST invented to dump analysis is ATC code review, batch job analysis, RAP application intelligence, pre-deployment validation, and SLG1 analysis. Different agents use different evidences, but they use the same identity, same workflow, grounding, confidence, audit, and recovery services. That reuses is the architecture. That reuse is the architecture. One platform, multiple governed agents. My conclusion is simple. Enterprise AI quality depends less on prompt wording and more on evidence quality, grounding depth, tool contracts, policy controls, and outcome feedback. The next evolution is not just a better model. It is deeper grounding through approved runbooks, SAP notes, architectural standards, and resolved case memories. It is cross-agent correlation across terms, jobs, logs, code findings, and deployment evidences. And it is the continued separation between AI reasoning, human accountability, and controlled SAP execution. The prompt starts the interaction. The operating layer creates the trust. And that is how SAP AI moves from impressive answer to an enterprise-ready decision. Thank you.